I got a thought too here. When I don't know, like the average person, a fan of MMA who's obviously never been hit with a little glove, when they see, you've lost some fights, but it's always an exciting fight, and Dana White's come out and talk about that when Sam Stout fights, what you're going to get one way or the other. And you must take some pride in that. But when you lose a fight, but you put on an incredible fight, what does that feel like?
It's always a big disappointment anytime you lose a fight. But I do take a little bit of comfort in knowing the fact that at least I put on a good show.
Yeah.
I get a lot of good feedback, whether even on the last couple fights that I've lost. The fight against Clemente was really close. It was a tough one to take because I kind of at the end of the fight I thought I had won it. The same thing happened with Terry Etzem.
Yeah.
In my mind I was standing in the ring kind of waiting for the referee to hold my hand up, and they held the other guy's hand up. But that's tough. But that's why you don't leave it up to the judges. And I give all the credit in the world to those guys. They put on very very good fights against me, and they did what they had to do, and I did what I had to do, and sometimes it doesn't come up your way. Well,
Sam, I mean, to be honest, I don't think you're that pigeonholed as being just a striker or whatnot, because right now you're favored, right? On the odds makers are favoring you in this particular fight. I think you're minus 115, and I think Matt's plus 110, and you're minus 115 or something like that.
And you put any stock whatsoever in something like that? Does that enter your mind at all?
Not really.
No.
Do you want us to bet some money or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll bet on you. Like I'm betting on you. Like
probably, how much should we be putting down?
How much should we bet on you?
Bet at all.
Nice.
Cool. So I should go get a small loan or something like that with a shark, just to.
Yeah. So
one of those guys that might break your legs if you don't win.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's
go
cool.
See the Serbian Mafia.
So that way we'll come up to you just before the fight and we'll be like, dude, you really got to come through. No pressure, but come on. Our lives are on the line.
Hey, Sam, when I 2 years ago, or maybe it's almost 3 now, when I came out and worked with you on that little TV show I was working on, like 4 girls at Much Music were like, "Can you make sure you shoot Sam with no shirt on?" Like the chicks like totally dig the Sam Stout.
They like that, huh?
They like that.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah. Do you know about this?
I didn't know that. I wasn't aware.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
We talked to Mark and we talked to Chris.
Yeah.
And they were saying a little bit of something about
they're like
how
the
you're
chicks
quite
really,
aware of that.
Yeah, you're aware of that.
I'm I try and be modest.
So
yeah, you got a girlfriend too, I hear. But,
right, but before you had the girlfriend, how many chicks have you tapped out?
Yeah, tapped out.
Have I tapped out?
Yeah.
Made submit?
Yeah. How many have you submitted?
There's been a few.
Yeah.
There's been a few that have been tapping.
And when you say few, like you're talking more than 100?
Like Gene Simmons numbers?
Hey, come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm a gentleman here.
Yeah, I know. You are actually.
We're trying to turn you into something else.
Yeah, you are a gentleman. We're lowbrow here.
Yeah, you guys are, brutal.
Yeah.
Hands out of the gutter.
Yeah. Well, Hey,
that's where you'll find
I was at UFC 96 in Ohio, and there were girls sitting down near the front row in front of me, like a little group of like 3 or 4, and they were really hot. And literally every fighter stopped by that little section and gave them a hug. Do you know what I mean? Like they were the Ohio
town bikes.
They were the Ohio fighter sluts, probably. Like, is there some of those in every town? Tell us the truth. Like, I'm not saying that you would, get to know them, but
it's become, the fighter groupies have come a long way since I first started. I got to tell you,
they've kicked it up a notch.
At the events, you'd see the odd girl, maybe one out of 50 fans was a girl.
Yeah.
And most of them were, buck-toothed or 300 pounds or cross-eyed or something.
Or all 3 of those things.
You know what? I'll give it credit now. There's starting to be some pretty hot girls in the crowd, and it's almost getting to the point where it's 50-50 in the, of guys to girls in the audience there. So it's come a long way, and I'm not complaining about it.
Sam, so what you're talking about post-fight party? You're talking about closing some deals then?
Wow.
Sam's got a girlfriend.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, you've got a girlfriend. Okay, so
I gotta be a girl. I got a girl. I'm a good guy.
See, I just texted, speaking of girlfriends, I just texted Sean Tompkins. I don't know how I got to that, but to see if, because, we made the mistake of calling him a bit late. I don't know if he's coming on right now, but hey, is he married to your sister? Is that true?
That's true, yeah. He's my brother-in-law now, so...
So do you mistreat him more, like, as a result? Do you not listen to him as much and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever met Sean Tompkins.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that you don't listen to, you can get smacked around.
Sam, did you hear this at UFC in Ohio? He punched out Chris Hordesky.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
He did.
I'm sure Hordesky had it coming, though.
He did.
But it was just for fun.
Yeah, it was.
It was just to see what would happen if he started smashing him in the face.
Yeah, they were clowning around, and Chris did have it coming. You ever punch out Chris? You ever need to punch him out?
Well, we always take turns smacking him around every now and again.
Yeah. He kicks the crap out of me when I spar with him, Sam. It's bad.
He's vicious.
He
He's
is.
vicious in the gym. He doesn't go. He doesn't know the meaning of going light when it comes to training.
It's just retribution, Robin, for all the shit you've pulled.
Yeah, but leg kicks. I mean, I'm just a little guy, man, and he just kicks the crap out of my legs. It's brutal.
I know he's got those big tree trunks for 155er.
Hey Sam, so you've had a bunch of fights now. How does it feel to be going into the ring like each time? Does it get easier, or is there still the the pre-fight jitters and all that kind of stuff? What's it like?
There is, I've done almost 20 fights in the UFC or in pro mixed martial arts. I've done probably 50 kickboxing fights at amateur and professional level, and it never gets any easier any time. Every single fight is I got butterflies in my stomach. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I feel terrible. But,
Really, eh? Still?
Do you get the runs?
When you get your hand held up, I'll tell you that.
Hey Sam, do you get the runs ever? I know sometimes people, like, when they get so
Is that
nervous.
really the question you want to ask him?
Yeah, no, it's but that's a common thing. It's also a good natural laxative. The nerves sometimes manifest that way. No?
I got, my digestive tract seems to be affected.
All right, well that's cool.
But no, seriously, you still get that type of like real serious anxiety right before?
Yep.
You-
Yeah.
And then when does it go away? Is it go away after you get hit
First
once,
punch?
or you start throwing
Yeah,
punches?
You know what? That's when I stop feeling it. As soon as I take one shot, I kind of snap back into reality and say, okay, it's game on.
Do you ever get that feeling like in the hour before that you're weak and you have no strength in your arms and stuff? That seems
I have a real hard time warming up a lot of
Yeah.
times. I'll feel really, lethargic, and I'll just kind of want to sit there, and somebody's got to force me to start warming up and hitting pads, and Sean's got to smack me around a little bit in the dressing room so I don't go in there unprepared.
You know what's incredible about that is, like, honestly, Sam, really, like, you look in the ring when you're standing there trading like one of the most fearless fighters there is.
Oh, yeah.
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean? It's so wild, like that you feel that kind of anxiety, and then the second you're in there, you're absolutely fearless.
Yeah, just got to know when to turn it on, I guess.
Have you ever been knocked unconscious?
Never. I got to find some wood to knock on now.
Yeah, do it.
No, I don't know. I've been blessed with a hard head, I guess.
Yeah, man, you take some shots, like that's why people, love a guy who can stand in there.
That's why they're
and-
awesome fights, because
yeah.
you guys will stand there and trade, right?